Stephanie asks, what do you guys think of Nunberg on TV all day the other day?
Go ahead, Ron. You go first. I'll play cleanup battle on this one.
I think that I think he's got to quit day drinking. I think that's got to be the first thing he does. He needs to stop day drinking. I think this dude just kind of hit his breaking point, and Trump. He burned his bridge with Trump. They had a falling out, so he's pissed off about the whole Russiagate thing. But he also is pissed off about the whole establishment thing as a whole, and he kind of just lashed out about all of it. Nothing that he said I thought was anything that we didn't kind of already know. I mean, he basically said, this is ridiculous. Why should I turn over all of my emails? He defended Trump. He's like, I despise Trump. But this whole thing has gotten to the point of absolutely ridiculousness. And that's kind of what he said in a kind of drunken stupor manner. What do you think, Tim?
I agree, man. Nunberg, that's his name? Nuremberg. He's like a Nuremberg. He's like an iceberg. That's what he is. with a real Slim Shady or Snitch Shady, please stand up. This guy, he couldn't wait to tell. This guy is horrible, man. Like this guy, I seen him rat out Trump, did the Papadopoulos, Manafort, Flynn. He just Scaramucci's like he was just running down the list of throwing everyone under the bus, and then he's so afraid of Mueller, dude. Mueller. He all I can say is this guy is not somebody I would like having my back in any way at all. Okay, at all. This guy's horrible. And I don't know what they really have on him. I like to see just to laugh, the comedy from it, the material we get from it. Ron, would be great.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want him to have my back at a bar either. He seems like the guy where you're like, dude, I think we're done. He's like, no shots. I don't think we should shots, bro. I got a CNN spot later. Shots.
Right. Officer, I'm a little high. I'm a little drunk. Can I get directions? So is my friend Ron.
DC refers to him as the Pete Best of the Trump world. I like that. That's a good reference. And the latest is that he's going to do what they want. I mean, he later backpedaled. He said, look, I'll give them whatever they want. I'll cooperate. And then after he's done cooperating, he's going to go to rehab. But you know what? My other thing that has been of interest to me that's going on in the news is yesterday, Chuck Todd was trending on Twitter. Do you know why Chuck Todd was trending on Twitter, Tim?
No idea.
So this is kind of an abbreviation, but Chuck Todd was trending on Twitter because everybody on all sides of the political aisle, from the far left to the far right to the establishment center, everything in between, are all in unison over how dumb he is. Chuck Todd is, in fact, as dumb as we thought. And Chuck Todd had an interview with Roger Stone. And in the interview, it's obvious he's not able to follow anything Roger Stone is saying. He's making Roger Stone look like a freaking intellectual. Chuck Todd's doing this because Chuck Todd is, in fact, that dumb. I know it's not nice to use that kind of a superlative, but I'm sorry. I think in some cases, that's where you got to go with this. Chuck Todd is literally that dumb. He's going like Roger Stone's bringing up the Panama Papers. He's bringing up WikiLeaks. He's bringing up the Podesta corruption. All the things you're not allowed to mention on MSNBC. Roger Stone is bringing up all of them. And after he's done, Chuck Todd's response is, when was the last time you talked to Trump? Chuck Todd has no clue what's going on. So the establishment is pissed off at Chuck Todd because he didn't push back against what Roger Stone was saying at all. And it's all the stuff you're not allowed to say on MSNBC. The right wing is mad at Chuck Todd because, he's trying to bait their boy. And the left wing is mad at Chuck Todd because we're always mad at Chuck Todd because Chuck Todd is so dumb. He's not even convinced that climate change is real because he's that dumb. And he just got his ass handed to him by Roger Stone. How far has our media fallen? And the answer is it's fallen past the floor. I mean, it's in the sewer at this point. But how miserably do you have to fail to make Roger Stone look like an intellectual and not be able to push back on anything he's saying because you have no clue what he's talking about? You have no clue what he's talking about because it wasn't spoon-fed to you by your producer, and it wasn't on a piece of paper for you to read it off of. Holy shit, Chuck Todd. How pathetic are you? Even somebody that's just mildly paying attention to politics would have been able to have a more constructive conversation with him than you were. You had no clue what he was saying. It isn't even you agreed or disagreed. It just went over your head. You had no clue. You had to move on to your next question. Anyway, guys, watch that clip for some good comedy gold. It's unreal.
Hey, look, I would say this, like, okay, Rod, so being a person who was new to interviewing like hostile guests, you know, I had issues with Donna Brazile. Donna Brazile, I knew that she could come in and clean my clock. I mean, she's been doing this, but she trains politicians. People don't get that. She trains. She's not only a professor, I think, at Georgetown. She trains politicians in how to avoid answering questions. That's what she does. I'm going to give you something no one else knows. I asked Donna Brazile 3 questions about Seth Rich in a row. Those questions were crafted by Lee Camp. I reached out to Lee and said, hey, I want to ask about Seth Rich. How can I have a follow-up built in so she can't just skirt away? You know, there were people who didn't know that Lee Camp gave me that. He sent me, said, hey, ask her this, then ask her this, and ask her this. This will lock her in. At least she'll get a response. There are people, Ron, who said, Tim, I wish Lee Camp would have asked her about Seth Rich. You suck. They didn't know that I was reading from what he wrote. So what I'm saying is there are people who get pissed off, and these people, when they're not doing it, they armchair quarterback. They tell you what you should have done differently. I'll say this. Sometimes when I was interviewing Donna Brazile, I don't know if Chuck Todd did this, I was so watching, I wanted to make sure I got through all my questions, right? Because they were submitted from other people. And I didn't want people to hang me out the job because I didn't ask the question. That I kind of, when I knew she wasn't going to be honest, I kind of just moved on. Looking back, I wish maybe I would have said, fuck it. If I don't get to all the questions that everybody asked me to give them, like H.A. Goodman, Anoa Changa, you know, Lee Camp, other people who submitted questions, it'll be okay. Chuck Todd, it's a little bit different. He's got a little bit more muscle than Tim Black with a YouTube channel. Maybe it'd be a little bit harder for her to hang up, or a little bit harder for Roger Stone just to get up and walk out. I also had that hanging over my head. I just say it's not always easy to interview a person who doesn't want to, you know, answer your questions, and maybe there's some stuff to learn about how to do that. But it does sound bad. It sounds like Chuck he should have more swag than me, and he should be able to, you know, at least go there a little bit with Roger Stone. Not allow him just to dance. You know, yeah, I relate to that.
All right, and everybody, you should check out that interview. Please check out Tim Black's interview with Donna Brazile. Don't give any more away. Let's have people check it out for themselves, because I didn't get to check out that full interview, but you know, I really want to dive into those particular questions. Marcus points out that Adam Schiff got clowned by Tucker Carlson. Marcus, please send that over, because I don't like Tucker Carlson, but I really do not like Adam Schiff.
Right.
Why don't I like Adam Schiff? Because I'm a comedian. You know the most annoying person in the world? A freaking wannabe comedian. You know what Adam Schiff is? A freaking wannabe comedian. And he's a corporatist who's using local money. He's using his paycheck to just inflate himself and inflate his own ego and parrot Russiagate 20 hours a day and trying to be funny while doing it. That's all he's doing. He's not doing anything for the people of California. He's not doing anything for his district. We just had single payer shelved here in this freaking state. He said nothing about it because he doesn't give a shit. He's just inflating Russiagate for his own ego. And you know what, Adam? If you really want to be in show business, how about you get out of office? And guess what? You're in Burbank, Adam. All the freaking studios are right there. Go audition for something like everyone else, you no-talent ass clown. All right, moving on. And Marcus, send that to me, please.
Ron, I saw something that you know about this more than I do probably. I saw where Adam Schiff, how many appearances this motherfucker's been making surrounding the whole Russia thing, this whole investigation. Like, dude, I was like, I don't want to give him too many, I don't want to get it wrong, but I know it was like 200 appearances or something. It's like crazy numbers that Adam Schiff has appeared on all these different networks, giving all these interviews. So he has really raised his stock using our taxpayer money in this damn witch hunt bullshit.
Well, Adam, hey, if you're watching this, you know, we were actually once on a show at the same time. I wasn't allowed to ask you any questions. My mic was muted and I wasn't allowed to ask you any questions, maybe because I would have asked you something hard. But you can come on this show and you can take any questions that the Get Your News On with Ron viewers have. And I can assure you, Adam, the president of show business watches my show on a regular basis. There is a president of show business, Adam. I'm sure you believe me because you're dumb, but there is the president of show business. He watches this show on a regular basis. So you might not like all the questions you get, but the president of show business will be watching, and you might just get that movie role after all. The movie role will be about a courageous congressman that totally falls for propaganda and screws over his district. You'll get the lead. It'll be amazing. So anyway, sometimes, Tim, I just send open letters to different people live on the stream. Sometimes I just do that, and I just did that for Adam Schiff. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.